This week, we're looking at another sector of our business and talking with a distributor company, but also a faith that's very familiar. Today, we have with us AFA board member Zach Eichenberger. And not only is he with the AFA board and been around for a long time with AFA education, he also works for Controlled Product Systems Group. And in that role, he is the director of products and services at the company. So, Zach, thank you so much for being with us today. I know that even before we started Gate Safety Awareness, that you have long been a proponent and advocate for gate safety. So you bring a lot to this conversation. And I just thought we could start by just talking about what your role is at Controlled Products and kind of what does being an advocate for gate safety mean for you in your day-to-day job?
Yeah, thanks, Catherine, and thanks for putting these things on. You're really doing a service to the industry. Yeah, so as Director of Product and Services for Controlled Products, I run the product management team. So we've got teams in, all the major product groups that we represent. And those teams are really kind of sales enablement groups that are making sure that our team's got all the right resources available, that they're maintaining our supplier partner relationships and providing education and looking at new products to serve our clients with. I also run learning and development. So I was really pleased a few years ago, we were able to bring on a full-time education professional to create evergreen training for our clients that's available for them. And she quickly got up to speed on UL and ASTM and gate safety because that's a topic that we educate a lot on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and you and I have actually, it's been a couple years, but we were able to focus on gate safety with the Next Summit a few years back. And that class is actually still available with some other free resources on the AFA U online portal. So I encourage folks to check that out. We'll make sure that we include access to that link with this post. But also, you've helped so much with education with AFA. Obviously, with your work, you've continued to do that as well. So clearly, gate safety is an important piece to you. So can you talk a little bit to us about why do you think that dedicating so much of your personal time to educating the industry is valuable for you?
I think your audience should probably just know I'm a automation nerd, right? So my curiosity with this topic started way back in 2000 when UL 325 standard requirements were elevated to a significant level at the manufacturing level and through to the end user, followed by ASTM in 2001. So I just had to know, I just had to understand it, and I think through that process developed a little bit of a passion for it. As I was able to kind of decode some of the aspects of those standards and deliver that to our clients in a way that makes sense. And kind of tying back to your first question, I mean, safety just in general at Controlled Products is a major KPI every year. You've got top line revenue and you got EBITDA and all that stuff. KPIs are limited to, 3-4 things. And, safety in general of our employees resides at the top of that list. And I would say the mentality is also inclusive of gate safety. As a distributor, we've got several key charters that we've got to strive for, right? We've got to represent our supplier partners with integrity and in their best interests. We need to serve our clients with education and product recommendations, both pre-sale, post-sale support. Those are really key factors of distribution. So socializing gate safety standards and best practices to our employees and clients, it's in the vein of good partnership overall, right? It limits liabilities for our suppliers, it limits liabilities for CPSG, and absolutely for our clients and the people that our clients serve.
Yeah.
So most importantly is, it serves to protect the innocent. As we know, these gate accidents can result in just absolute tragedies.
Yeah.
So I think this concept just bleeds over into what products we will sell, what products we won't sell. from a product offering and evaluation standpoint. And on top of that, Control Products has been extremely supportive of many of our employees who serve on industry boards or committees or travel to educate on this topic. So when the opportunity comes up for us to get involved there, they're all in and they don't hold back at all. So it's a good organization to work for in that regard. I've had some great opportunities to serve on the UL SDP panel, to serve on various groups that develop standards or educate on standards, including certifications and things of that nature that kind of are overweighted with gate safety type topics.
That's great. And I know that your specialty there, Controlled Products, is operated gate systems and operators. And yet, I know that you also are passionate about all forms of gate safety as well, manual gates included. And as you know, we have worked really hard with ASTM 1184 and 900 to kind of mimic some of the best practices from F2200, which governs the operators for the gates and that type of a gate. So when you think about kind of people out there who might be listening who say, well, that's great to have gate safety for gates with electric operators, but I'm just doing a manual gate. I'm not even, my gates aren't even like at a high security place. What would you tell them as to why the reason would be they should learn more about gate safety and install any type of gate to the standard?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I think that, you look through as an integrator or installer, you're looking through the lens of business, and it's a struggle every day to get business, to maintain your crews, to, being profitable, to navigating, economic changes, that keep coming our way. You've got a million different things to pay attention to. And you might be looking at, you might be looking at these non-automated gates as, not a threat. But the fact of the matter is, it's come out in the statistics that there are a lot of accidents that come with manual gate systems. And the key is that until it happens to you or until you experience it first time, it's going to be kind of an afterthought. So paying attention to those standards is really important. There's not a jury out there that's going to let us, rest on the fact that we were unknowledgeable about it. And there's really, from a non-automated standard, the requirements to make those safe are pretty low impact.
Yeah.
So as long as you know and you've got a guide, which is what those organizations are trying to do, is give you a guide on how to make them safe. They're going to, protect your clients, protect the innocent, and protect yourselves in terms of liability. And I'll leave you with one thing, because, there's a lot of healthy debate out there in terms of safety standards, just floating around in the ethos. So a lot of questions about who's creating them, who's pushing them, and, why do so many aspects, fall on the installer? And they're not wrong about that to some degree. I sympathize with them. But I would leave your viewers with this, that, the UL and ASTM standards were created by industry folks in concert with UL and ASTM. And that was very intentional, right? That was an intentional way of being proactive to protect our industry from a governmental agency coming in and creating some crazy standard that we couldn't really even abide by. So not only were they created, they're also maintained by similar groups. So get involved. All those groups have opportunities to get involved, and not just for education, but if you want to guide the standard in a certain way, by all means, get involved. I don't have the answers to all these questions that I just threw out there in terms of what's going to be best for the industry, what's going to create parity in your quotes and get, put you on an even playing field from a job perspective. You're going up against clients that are not including all of these things in their quotes, and that's a tough thing to deal with out there. But these associations live there for a reason. So yeah, if you can the more you can get involved, you may guide us in a way that we hadn't thought of before. So
yeah. Great.
Keep that.
Great note to end on. I appreciate you including that because it's so true. And the fact of the matter is, organizations like ASTM and other standard making bodies are often really wanting new blood, new contractors to help make those decisions. And it's really easy to be a part of. So we'll make sure that we share that information too of how you can get involved with those groups if you're interested to do so.
Fantastic. Well, one of my favorite quotes is the truth is only found through arguments with friends.
I love it.
Just keep it professional and constructive, and we'll make this industry a better place and easier to operate, hopefully, in the long term.
Well, cheers to that. I totally agree. And I think that's a great motto to live by. So with that, we will let you go today, but thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you very much, Catherine.